your doom be averted.
That was a good way to start a video. Hey guys, this is Grumbleduke, and this is my introduction to the game of Dota 2, Defense of the Ancients 2. This actually isn't the video that we had planned to have out today. Unfortunately, we had a bit of a mix-up with some files, couldn't get access to some stuff, but we really wanted to get you guys something today to watch, so here we go. I just want to make one thing absolutely clear: I am not a pro at this game. There's a guy called Purge who does some amazing Dota 2 videos, and he always says that he's not a pro, and he is about 1,000,000 times better than I am. So I just want to make that abundantly clear. This is really just designed for people who don't know the game to get a bit of an idea about what to expect. Me and Cheese Toasty do have some interesting Dota themed plans, so I figured it would be a good idea to give you guys a bit of an introduction. I do have the game on 50% speed here, just so that I've got a chance to explain all of this. Might take it down a little bit further. This is actually just a pre-recording of a game I played yesterday with 9 other players. It's a public PvP game. Here are some of the other players now getting ready. So just to the basics thing, let's start getting into this. Some information about Dota. Well, the original Dota was a mod for Warcraft 3. Now, Dota 2 is a Valve game, and I'm not entirely clear on the little legal scuffle that let Valve take over a part of a giant Blizzard franchise. But there was some legal scuffling, but now it's sorted out, and we've got this brilliant game run by Valve. You can play it on Steam. Big focus on multiplayer, so it's very good that we can play it on Steam as well. And the other great thing is it's totally free to play. You need to get a key in order to unlock it, but well, me and Toasty have about 50 keys between us. We'll be doing some giveaways soon, so if you don't have one and you don't know anybody who plays it, then keep an eye on the blog. There'll be information about how to get one there soon. Right, what next? Okay, the game is often billed as being incredibly complicated. And you know what, you can't argue with that. It is pretty complicated. I mean, let me see if I can show you quickly. Yep, very quickly. This is the number of heroes that you can play as at the moment, and there are more coming out all of the time. And you can see there are, I think, over 100 heroes. Absolutely tons of them. And also, there are this many items. So, you know what guys, I'm not going to lie, this game certainly does have complex elements. What I would encourage people to think about it though is that actually it's very easy to have fun with this game. Really easy. When you start off, you're not going to be put in public matches against pros or, you know, people much higher level than you, and it is just great fun. The main reason that people quit Dota is actually rudeness. You know, you're playing with people, you're playing with real live other people, mostly harmless here, VKP. They can be rude. And that puts a lot of people off. But good to know, Valve have recently put in a new system whereby they're going to make sure that people who are frequently rude do get banned or restricted in some way, and the numbers that they're getting back are actually very good. I can't remember whether it's a 30% reduction in complaints or a 60% reduction, but either way, Valve are really handling the only thing that's stopping you getting involved in this game. Now there is a tutorial that you can play when you first download it, and it's good if you've never played a game like Warcraft 3 before, so you have no idea what any of this means. But really it does just teach you about controlling your hero, which is pretty much just a question of right-clicking. Your abilities, shows you what they are, how you level them up, and your items. It really is the most basic thing in the world, and I'm going to try and go over all of that in this tutorial. I wouldn't bother with it, basically. So very quickly on that point, I'm not going to go into heroes too much here or how to use abilities. I really want to give a general overview, but just as a general overview of the heroes, everybody has one hero. Heroes can have, I think, up to 7 abilities or something like that. Most have 4. Here we go. So my guy here has Arcane Orb, Astral Imprisonment, Essence Aura, and Sanity's Eclipse. You've also got 6 slots for items, which you can buy at shops, and they make you better. For example, this one gives +1 to all of my attributes, that is strength, agility and intelligence. This one gives +3 to intelligence, that one's a healing potion, for example. So all kinds of things which might be useful. So I'll just unpause it again now. What's going on at the moment is we're basically getting ready for the first part of the game. Now the objective in the game is to destroy the enemy's ancient. Now you can see we're the red team and this is our ancient. Here's the green team down here and that is their ancient. And these are more normally known as the dire, evil looking bastards,
30 seconds
and the
to
radiant,
battle.
who are all hoity-toity, fruity, la-di-la-da, let's have fun and skip around flowers. Now a lane is basically a path going from one base to the other, and pretty soon, let's see if I just skip forward a little bit, we will start getting creeps, here we go, coming down the lane towards the enemy base, and they'll be doing this from the other side as well. Here we go, this guy's come up with his creeps here. Now they're going to clash somewhere in the middle of each lane, and they're going to fight. Now the objective is for the heroes to help the creeps do that, destroy the tier 1 tower in the lane, which is this structure here. That will shoot at any enemies that comes near it. You want to destroy that. Once that's destroyed, you can then destroy this, the tier 2 tower. Then you can destroy the tier 3 tower. Once you've destroyed all 3 towers in one lane, you can start destroying these towers. The tier 4 towers, I suppose. I'm not entirely sure what they're referred to. And once those are destroyed, you can attack the ancient. Attacking that will win you the game. You'll notice there are a lot of other little buildings scattered around here. Most of these do absolutely nothing. They are not important. The ones which are important, though, are these ones, the barracks. Now what the barracks do, you can only attack them once the 3rd tier tower has been destroyed. But once it has been destroyed, they can be attacked, and they're really quite weak, so they'll go down very quickly. The objective of it, once they are destroyed, the creeps in your lane, so for example if we as the red team destroyed the green team's barracks, our red creeps in that lane would become much stronger, which means that if all of the heroes are off doing something else, say all 10 heroes are down here, our creeps are going to be naturally pushing that lane. Until those barracks are destroyed, the creeps are of equal strength. If the heroes don't get involved, they'll keep butting heads and they'll basically stay in the middle forever. So that is the objective of Dota. That's what we're basically trying to do. And here we go now. We're going to get on to some actual gameplay. One of the very, very important things which a lot of people don't get about the early game is what you're trying to get here is experience and gold. Now experience is gained whenever an enemy creep or hero dies, and then any hero within, I think it's 1200 pixels of that death will get some experience, will get a percentage of that experience. You do not get any more experience for being the last person to hit it. So that's quite an important thing to try and do. I will be leveling up so long as I'm close. If he backs off much further, he's not going to be getting experience. However, you do need to be trying to get the last hit on things simply because that's the only way you will get gold. I'm watching my gold here. It will go up very, very slowly over time. Not very good. But when I get a last hit on an enemy creep, like that, I'll get a big 48 gold. That is what you're trying to go for early game. You want to be trying to hit the enemy creeps, get that gold for yourself, while you're close enough to actually be getting the experience. And if you're really sneaky, you can even try and kill your own creeps just before they die, and that way the enemy gets less experience. I wonder if I'm going to try and do it here. Yes! Very clever. I got that little exclamation mark. That's a deny. So he will have got less experience for that, and of course no gold, because he didn't get the last hit on it. Alright, I've just skipped ahead there so I can get to a bit where it's a little bit more interesting. I'm now level 6, so I've got a lot more points in my skills here. Every time you go up a level you get a point to spend in a skill, so I've got 1 here, and 2 there, and 3 there. So I'm going to be getting gradually better as the game goes on. The reason I chose this point to show you is, of course, you don't want to be running off and killing things. You want to be doing what I just said, staying near the creeps, getting your experience and your gold. But of course, if there is an opportunity to kill an enemy hero, well, that's amazing. You get much more experience, you get much more gold, and of course the enemy hero is taken out of action until they respawn. And now this is the point where I think I decided that I was going to go down to the bottom lane to join my buddies here and see if we couldn't get a kill on someone. Now this is the enemy hero here, and let's just speed it up a bit and see what happens, and we can have a little chat. So we're all rushing in now. That was a perfect stun. That move of mine will keep him there until we're closer. The arrows that are hitting him there will slow him down so that we can actually get there and kill him. And he's dead. Somebody came in there to help him, that's one of the enemy's teammates, but he backed out of there pretty quick when he saw that there were actually 3 of us there going for a kill. Now, roaming off to gank enemy heroes in lanes like that is incredibly tempting. Incredibly tempting because of the reward if you don't. Plus, if you're playing against other people, it does just feel nice to get a kill. However, it is incredibly dangerous. This guy here was really our main problem in this whole game. He was getting so many kills. And it's risky to leave your lane. You're not getting the experience, you're not getting the gold, you could end up hanging around for ages, and you could end up getting killed yourself. The mark of a real pro player is knowing when to leave the lane, when to leave to go and support some other heroes, get a gank, get a gang kill on an enemy hero, and when it's not worth doing that, quite simply because the enemies are probably going to kill you instead. So yeah, that was an example of an excellent gank there. Just nipped down, we killed him, we were running back. Unfortunately, because they all started coming in there, Drow Ranger here ended up dying once as well as she was running away.
Bottom is missing.
I do something very embarrassing here and use my most powerful spell on an illusion. This isn't the real enemy hero here, this is a kind of copy of himself that he's made. And I've decided that it's a real one and waste my very best spell killing him. I feel very silly after doing that. One other very important thing for people to know about is the shops which you get in Dota. It can be very confusing here. First of all, each team has one main shop, and that is in the middle of their base. It's this guy here. Now that is where you can buy an awful lot of items, all of the stuff that you can almost see here if these things weren't in the way. But there are also other shops. If you're on one of the side lanes, so these lanes here, there is a side shop. This guy doesn't sell as much stuff, but very, very useful. You don't want to have to run all the way back to base in order to pick up your kit if you can just get it here. The equivalent one is here for the other side, and it sells exactly the same stuff. And there is also something called the secret shop. Here he is. Now he sells stuff that you cannot buy in your main shop. There is a tiny little bit of overlap between what you can get in the secret shop and the side shop. I think it might just be this energy booster. Otherwise, all of the stuff that you get in here can only be got here. There's 2 secret shops, one here and one on the Radiant side here. So it's very, very important to know where you need to go to get stuff, and to make sure that you are buying items, because it is absolutely crucial. I think I was doing quite well at this stage in terms of items. I've got boots there to increase my health. I've got a wand which helps me heal myself, and I've got a null talisman which gives me good all-around abilities, but it also focuses on intelligence, which is very important for the hero I'm playing. In addition, you also have a courier. Here's the one for our team. Now what that can do is it can pick stuff up at one of the shops and it can deliver it to you. Now that is absolutely amazing, and you really want to be doing that as much as possible. If you can imagine, I'm sitting here, say it's very, very, very early in the game, I'm getting a few last hits, I suddenly get enough gold to get my next item, I'm really excited. I do not want to have to trudge all the way back up here, buy it, and then trudge all the way back. That's not going to be fun. By the time I get back, whoever I'm fighting against is going to be much higher level than me and have more gold than me. So there's a little button here, if you're actually playing the game. Of course I'm not right now, this is a replay. But if you buy an item and you're not near the shop, it'll be put into a stash. And then if you click on this button, the courier will take anything from your stash and deliver it straight to you. Which is amazing, of course. The only thing to bear in mind is that the courier is very, very, very fragile, and your team will kill you and be very angry at you if you get the courier killed. So yeah, don't do it, basically. And I think the only other really interesting thing to talk about in this kind of general overview video, there's so many tactics in terms of how to get your wave pushed, how to get the most experience. But the only other thing I really want to show you guys in this video is, just to end on a high note, I want to show you some cool hero versus hero action. This, unfortunately, all looks quite boring. I think I'm going to put it up to a speed of 5 so we can watch everybody fleeing around the map and wait until we get a good team fight. If you were watching, you will have noticed there was a very good team fight going on down in here. I was not going to show it because it's not one where I do particularly well. But no, I shouldn't do that. Let's see if we can find it again. Okay, so what's going on at this moment? I've gone back to my middle lane to get a bit of experience there. Now, we've got 2 people in our top lane-ish, we've got 2 people in our bottom lane-ish, but it does look like the enemy are beginning to congregate in the bottom lane. Now that's very, very worrying. Now I spot that we've got one of the enemies right here. He's just picked up a double damage rune. And we've got all of these enemies pushing up and trying to attack our 2 heroes on this lane. And there's 4 of them down there and one of them not very far off. So I'm like, right, I'm needed down there. Let's go and help. Down here I go. I notice him and I think I can probably beat him with all my abilities. Unfortunately, I get grabbed by another guy up here. He manages to pull me up here and I die very, very quickly. Their team are now pretty much all together. Our team is totally on the run.
Radiant's middle
As you can see,
is under attack.
I'm dead. That's what this greyed out picture here means. And it looks like nothing else really happened in that team fight. It was just me dying.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, don't be afraid to fail at Dota. Despite the fact that I didn't want to show you guys that, just ignore that slight fact. Let's see if anything else happens here. Okay, this looks a bit interesting. So, 2 of our heroes have come in and they've found one of the enemy heroes in the jungle. Very quick, very simple assassination there.
Lost in the woods.
Here comes the probably the best player on the enemy team, to be perfectly honest, and these 2 know that, and they are out of there. So here we go. He's gone invisible there. That's probably why they didn't just go for him. He's come out. There's 3 enemy heroes here. I would not be confident. Now he's thrown a stun thing, which is going to stun numerous opponents. Here we go. He's pulled out his ultimate weapon, which is incredibly powerful, and he's just wiped out one of them, and he's now running away. Now to actually be able to kill someone when you're up against 3 heroes is incredibly impressive. You've got to get in there and do damage without getting killed yourself. They tried to chase him but ended up being harassed off. So yeah, very well done. He ended up being our main problem. Okay, so what's the build up here? The Radiant team are pushing. They've got down one of our towers here. The one I was originally defending. So they're now trying to destroy this one. And it looks like they're doing a pretty good job of it. Our team are now rushing in to try and help. But the enemy team are also rushing in as well. So what is going to happen? I get stunned. I get hurt. Lots of interesting stuff going on. We managed to get a kill there. We managed to get a few kills. We actually killed 3 of their team, didn't lose any of ours. Now that might have looked like a big hectic mess if you've never played the game before. Believe me, it feels like one in the game as well. But it is absolutely amazing. It's so much fun, these games. And when you actually do manage to work out what is going on and how you can make a difference and how you can win the fight, it is the best feeling in the world. Now, this was a very, very close game. You can see it's 2019. I think it's been very close the whole way through the game. Let's just skip forward a little bit so you guys can watch the very end. We've finally been starting to push out a little bit more now. Still haven't destroyed any of the critical barracks, which are where the game really starts to turn in your favour. But here we are, massing up. We are going to do a big, big push on this bottom tower here, having destroyed the first tier tower over here.
Bottom tower is under attack.
We're moving in, getting some hits off, doing some damage. The enemy team are massing, of course, because they aren't going to let us do this without a fight. I do hope that we actually do something here, and it's going to be interesting. It's not just going to be running away. Although it seems running away is in vogue at the moment for our team. Oh no, here we go. Drow gets taken. I try and move in and help her. Can't, unfortunately. but we do manage to do an awful lot of damage. We're killing their team. We're doing all that. Let's speed it up and watch it till the end. So we push in, we destroy the tower. We've got barracks down now. We're moving through it, destroying more towers, more barracks, and that's it. A dire victory. That was probably one of the best games I played. I might do a more in-depth analysis of it at some point in the future, because there were just a few key moments which were amazing. And honestly, it could have gone either way the whole way through. But for now, guys, I hope mainly the first half of that video, I suppose, has given you a good introduction to Dota. I hope you feel a little bit comfortable watching some of the videos that we'll be doing on in the future and knowing vaguely what we're talking about and what we're trying to do. Even better would be if you guys decided to play it and we could have a game sometime. I'd really look forward to that. So yeah, you know, comment, subscribe, whatever it is that Cheese Toasty normally says at the end of these things. I'm not very good at endings. But yeah, I hope you've had fun watching, and see you next time. Bye.